What's up, everybody? Good morning and good week. It's Monday here on Twitch and lichess. International Master William Paschall. We are going to be playing Rapid and Blitz today. Try to make it an instructive series of games. Focus on learning something from this. Be positive. No, it's not easy to be positive, but I've struggled with this kind of stuff. Keeping a positive attitude, and I still try to live by my words, but I often flag and become negative too. So I understand where you're coming from. All right, guys, we got 4 challenges. It's Santa Claus, Tushar, Arsenal fan, Ananas. I don't think Santa Claus is a subscriber, so he'll be waiting for the subscriber games first. Guys, from today I'm working only night shifts at work so we can hang out in the morning. That's great, Serbian. Good to have a strong player amongst us. You're the only player like close to my rating who's been here recently. Sometimes we used to have some higher rated players, but it's good. Actually, Tushar is 2200 now. That's solid. Arsenal fans close to 2,000. Ananas has gone down a little bit while we're evaluating everyone's rating. Anyway, guys, spring is here. Yesterday was like the first really nice day. The Budapest Spring Festival starts next month, about a month from now, a few days here or there. I'll be playing in a tournament. So that's something to be positive about. I was joking yesterday about the IRS. That always kind of ruins the springtime, but anyway, I was focusing on remaining positive, so I'm not going to think about that. Juicebox Wizard, what's up? Bob, Arsenal fan. Ananas. Serbian Santa Claus. A lot of you guys are all regulars. Really stuffy in here, but I opened the window, now it's kind of chilly. I just opened the window like the tiniest crack, and it's actually cold now. Put on a pullover. They call it a pullover here, like a sweatshirt or something. It's weird. Alright, Santa Claus, Tushar. Tushar is the first subscriber. Challenger, we'll go with that. Have I checked the candidates? Yeah, so Grishuk, despite me, won decisively with white. Looked like, it didn't look like the most exciting position out of the gate, but looked kind of standard, till suddenly he swung his rook over to g4, and then white has like a very big advantage. But a thing I don't understand is like Wesley So playing on down a piece for like 10 moves. I think it's a very immature sort of thing to do. But anyway, maybe he'll get used to playing at this level. But I mean, basically, when you lose a clear piece against a 2700 player, you don't continue the game like it was some kind of like, chess.com pro league or something. It's a strange thing to do. I don't know if anyone brought any, comments about it, but I think it's bad etiquette. Younger players take a while to kind of learn the etiquette. Tushar, what is going on here? You're playing e4. Okay, it's a wind problem. The wind is like doing all kinds of crazy stuff in here, so I had to close the window. Anyway, we've got some fresh air. C takes b4. Yeah, I looked at the games. Nothing really super exciting. Grishuk won a nice game. It looked like Mamedyarov didn't want to mess with Aronian. He tried a little bit, but that was a draw. Let's see the other games. Okay, the Berlin defense is like hopeless. Honestly, I don't know why Kramnik even goes into that. I know he knows it really well, but it kind of seems like he should give up on that whole idea. You think So is emotionally broken from the Magnus speed chess result? Well, I don't think you should put a lot of stock in speed chess, but maybe he does. He's like obviously hyper competitive. If you're gonna lose to anybody, like it's okay to lose to Magnus. I don't know, man. He was very emotionally fragile the way he behaved here on lichess. Like he played a few people who he felt were like computers, and he quit playing on here or something. I mean, I don't know him very well. I don't know him personally at all. I know of him very little, but he seems like he may be a little immature. And not really ready for this kind of tournament. Overall strength is there, but maybe emotional stability is not. A3. That's a good move, dude. That's a good move. That makes a lot of sense. What am I going to do with that? to develop my pieces. I guess d6. But d6, yeah, d6. Takes. What am I afraid of there? c4. I don't know. Where did this come from? Yeah, I mean, someone who does that, you know what I mean? Like, it's a very, very childish thing to do, to, like, delete your account because, like, one person, you know, out of some amateurs. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. He's not ready for this, if that's how he plays. But to be a clear piece down against one of the best players in the world and play on for another 10 or 15 moves, I mean, it's like, you know, whatever, man. Worry about how you got in that position. It's just 9 out of 10 strong grandmasters would have resigned 10 moves earlier against Grishuk. Okay, a takes b4, knight takes b4. But anyway, I shouldn't even care about it myself. It's just that it's a sign of something, you know, about him, I think. So I said that Grishuk would be the punching bag of the tournament, but it looks like he's not. Looks like So is weaker. But anyway, it's just 2 rounds, so who knows. It'll be a tougher fight than anybody expected. I don't like the format. You know, I'm already going to come on record and say it. It's not as good as having matches for the World Championship to determine a qualifying candidate. It's just not. I mean, it's naturally going to be like totally more random than if you had matches. So I don't see how having an open tournament is a good way to determine a candidate for the World Championship. Even if it is a round robin, it's one tournament, dude. The variance in the result of one tournament is massive. You know, this doesn't determine anything. It just determines who won the tournament on those days. You know, you could run this tournament like 100 times, and the result will always be different. I don't know. So d4 Tushar, what's up with e4 and the wing gambit? What am I doing here, by the way? Maybe bishop g4. Try to get developed before it's too late. Did someone watch Chess All-Star, a game played by Kramnik, Karpov and Anand for one side? I haven't seen this. What do you mean, Kramnik Berlin? Kramnik played the white pieces. He played against the Berlin defense, dude. Did you see the game? I mean, why would he allow the Berlin endgame rather than play something else? I don't know. I don't think you should even allow it, you know? I mean, it seems like you're limiting your chances to win by even allowing it. You know, she should know that better than anybody. We should decline this Berlin. You know, everybody knows that. It's just safe, you know. Kramnik has +1. It's early in the tournament. He's like, all right, I'll just play the end game and draw, you know. Having an early lead like that makes some players, most likely Kramnik among them, like probably play a little more conservatively. You know, he's like, I've got +1. I'm just gonna cling to it. If he was -1, he might play differently. But Grishuk not gonna go down quietly. Wonder if I should play Queen D7 in this position instead of Queen. Tushar, what is your blitz rating in your bullets 2023? Okay, that's not bad. I don't really want to trade on F3. The thing is, the Tushar has a thing where he just plays fast. You know, just plays moves. But I kind of disagree with your philosophy, Tushar. The point of my stream is really to try to improve and get better. And I think you're just playing practically, but Okay, it's a time control, you know, that's not long. So it's true you can't take forever, but I think you should think a little bit longer on the opening stage. Your strategy is basically to play fast in the opening, and then use your time later. My strategy is like the opposite, to like take my time so I never get a bad position in the first place. Okay, no matter what I do here, I'm going to have some kind of slight discomfort. You're going to feel a little bit of discomfort here. But I'm up a pawn. Very natural play by white. Okay, I've got to kind of shield the b pawn along the b file. Bob, it's not the stream, it's the webcam, right? Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, 1080 60 source. Under settings, on the screen, go to 1080 60. I don't know why this became an issue suddenly, like, but it's been an issue for the last week or so. Right, I agree with Serbian. You know, it seems to make more sense to me to play slowly, take your time, get a good position, you know, and then like, you know, play fast when you need to, especially because there's an increment. Whereas Tushar, he does the opposite. He just plays fast in the beginning. It's kind of like World Loser did this. Plays fast in the beginning and then takes his time later on. Okay, I have a lot of particular interest in improving my openings, so maybe that's relevant for me personally. I'm up a pawn here, but white has some positional compensation. Wow, queen c2. At some point I'm going to have to take that bishop on a3. That bishop. Still white has compensation. But it's like if this was a tournament or something, dude, I would kind of understand. But it's like a casual game. I don't know. But he plays pretty damn strong. He's up to 2200 now. This is kind of an uncompromising position. White is down a pawn, but he has lasting compensation. Finds these moves very fast. Hard to shake that knight on e4. My queen is trapped in one move there. My God. In the center of the board. Okay. Got to get my queen out of there. It's got 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Look how coordinated his pieces are. Sort of striking. How can he make such good moves so quickly without making a mistake? He's like 3 times as fast as me. Alright, we lost the pawn back. It's ridiculous. It's got 3 minutes to my 10 seconds. Bishop playing g5 in time trouble, but he was already like totally winning. Wait, which g5 in time trouble? Which game? Wait, which game is this? I mean, against So it was just over. So you must be talking about the first game. Just too fast. Extremely strong piece sacrifice. I have no time. He's probably winning here. It's just better for white. Pretty brilliant play. Just losing everything. He just insta moves. Just resigns. Nice game, dude. Perfect. Look at his speed of play. Just amazing. Very, very strong practical play. I was okay until here, but I forgot to exchange on d3. And instantly he finds this crushing sacrifice. I saw it, but I just was down to 10 seconds. You're making me look bad there, Tushar. Too strong, man. Think positive, it's a new day. Was that the comment? Was that the comment for me? Have a look at knight c4. I think it was a little better than the game continuation. Well, I forgot to exchange on d3. I mean, that was... I had like 10 seconds here. You know, he got what he wanted, you know, basically putting me in time pressure. I mean, I'm trying to commentate the game, you know, so I'm kind of at a handicap. So, I had knight f4, actually. No, I didn't. I was hoping for knight f4, but bishop takes d3 here. I just was panicking because I was in time pressure, so... Anyway, if you want to beat me on time, you can do that. I mean, it's pretty easy because I'm spending most of my time to try to explain what's happening. but I'd rather focus on trying to play and instruct people, than trying to play just for time. I mean, whatever. So, all right, Santa Claus, what's up? Yeah, the same question. Soltigo's not here today. All right, I'm gonna play this C5. But the last game, I felt like I learned nothing from that. This game against Tushar, I was rushed. I couldn't really explain, anything. He's just constantly firing moves at me, not giving me time to really talk about the game. All right, D5. I want to play this B5, undermining the center. World Loser used to do the same thing. He would just rapid fire, trying to play super fast in the opening, so he has this time advantage. It worked about 40-35% of the time. Oftentimes it would backfire, but the thing is that World Loser would occasionally make blunders, and Tushar doesn't really seem to make big blunders very often. He's much more consistent than World Loser. Credit due. Sorry? He's 2200. Allowed to beat 2400s. Yeah, dude. But it's not the point. Winning or losing isn't the point. I'm saying like he's like putting that time pressure on me, dude. He's completely allowed to beat me, Nefedov. But the way he beat me, by just putting me in time pressure rather than trying to play like the best moves, I don't, I would play, it's like the bullet chess, it feels like the game is not about trying to find the best moves just to like flag the other guy, I mean, I don't like that, the style of play. It's not about warming up Nefedov, it's a style of play, he's not taking his time to find the best moves, he's just trying to like run me over on the clock with like super fast moves constantly, that is against the kind of thing I'm trying to achieve here, dude. It's not that I lost that pisses me off. It's the style of play. We're just trying to like flag the guy by putting him time pressure constantly. Yeah, he played the best moves. He was like minus 1.5 after move 15 or something. So I guess that's really quality chess. I mean, to be minus 1.5 after 15 moves or something is really trying to play the best moves. But whatever. I have no time to like try to explain any ideas. All right, actually, Santa Claus here played a strange variation, accepting and playing e3 with knight c3. This is probably a mistake by me to play bishop d6 here. Probably a relatively large mistake. Maybe not. This looks like a bad move though. I just don't like when people are trying to focus on primarily time. That's the difference. I don't mind losing, and I appreciate if you win a nice game against me. But he basically only won because I was rushed and I had to make quick moves. That's to me not like I don't say like good game and stuff, For that, it's like, okay, whatever. It's like not something I really appreciate. B takes a6 here. He's taking now. I don't have to take that back right away. I probably have better ways to play. The problem is that white is threatening e4 here. I have to be a bit faster. Dude, if I wanted to play bullet, I would play bullet, That's not the theme of the stream. It's not the idea at all. I don't want to play faster. I want to take my time and explain ideas. It's not about that. I want to play at my own pace and play the best I can. But turning the stream into, like, you know, who can play faster contest is defeating my purpose. I already don't like my position at all here. I made bishop d6, which was wrong. Knight takes e6 I saw instantly. I mean, it's obvious. It's a forcing combination. It's easy to see. My king is totally exposed. He played it instantaneously. But that was already a lost position, you know. I was down to 10 seconds. But I already screwed up the position the prior move, allowing him to play knight c5 without exchanging bishops on d3. Okay, I'm not really prepared to get, like, blown away the first game I play. No, I don't think so, Arsenal fan. Yeah, maybe. But you're not as tactically strong as Tushar, who seems murderer. He's like a murderer. He's unbelievably strong. All right, rook takes a6. Dear Santa Claus really should have been playing for e4, and he's kind of missed his opportunity to do that. I don't know. These games seem super fast to me. I should be playing like 30-minute chess or something. But he doesn't have any that e4 stuff. Queen e2 here. Maybe queen a8. Two very, very strong players to start with. Actually, I shouldn't have played Santa Claus because he doesn't subscribe to the stream. I just took him in order. But I prefer to take the subscribers first. Next should be Arsenal, Juicebox Wizard, and an S. I don't know if he resubscribed. I don't know what Tushar's FIDE ELO is, but he seems to be like 2200. He doesn't tell anybody what his FIDE ELO is. Juicebox Wizard, he's stronger than my 2250 FIDE opponent from yesterday, who's like a FIDE master. Alright. He seems stronger than my yesterday's opponent, let's put it that way. Former 2300. And not that old. What do you mean they don't use ELO in India, dude? Are you kidding me? They have to, dude. They have, like, probably one of the most populous countries of tournament players. I mean, I'm sure they have a national rating as well, or very likely they have a national rating as well. But I mean, they absolutely have ELO rating. I had students from India who were like little kids who were like 1600 ELO. They played in tournaments, in the scholastic tournaments. They have, you know, even little kids have ELO ratings. No, I literally had a student who was like a young teenager. Maybe not for the little kids, you know, I don't know, but it's probably the same in the US. I mean, we have a national rating system. Probably the youngest scholastic players have just that, rather than a FIDE rating. But the FIDE ratings are becoming more universal. Here we go again. Alright, well, I'm down a pawn. We have some compensation. But, man, it's just fast. I don't like playing strong players in the first game either. Troll wasn't here. Troll wasn't here to get me warmed up. What am I gonna do? Guess I have to do this. Oh, I just dropped a piece. Oh, man. Bad day at the office. Can I have a take back? Alright, I just dropped a piece. We're looking good today. The position is probably okay. We're fine. I just dropped a rook. It's good. It's good to wake up in the morning. I saw it and then I forgot about it. Of course I saw it. I was about to play rook b6. I thought about queen a8, but queen a8 is no good. White is slightly better. Rook b6 allows knight a4. So I was having trouble deciding on a move here. I'm obviously not awake yet. Brain is not cooperating. White's play was fine. I didn't like my move bishop d6. Alright, good start. So let's see. C takes b5, a6, knight c3. This is the sharpest, one of the sharpest moves. But actually, though, I don't think I went over this. Yeah, I don't know what this is, actually. I could have taken on b5. Yeah, I should just take on b5. That is pretty weird. Normally they would play, like, maybe takes first. And then knight c3 on the next move. And try to play for e4. Alright, dropped a rook. That's good. The same comment, I'm just gonna... Yeah. It's good. Good game. Just keep losing. I had a coffee, didn't seem to have any effect at all. But these guys are 2300, 2200 here. Alright, whatever, I just dropped a rook. It's some kind of really weird move I've never seen before. By white, knight c3. I should just play a takes b5, but I just was kind of distracted, wasn't really paying attention, and played d5. I'm so concerned about getting in time pressure that I stopped even paying attention to my moves now. That's what I'm talking about. I don't really want to lose focus on trying to play the best moves because I'm just having to like blitz moves, you know. I want to actually constructively think about the games, and then I start like literally not having time to concentrate on trying to play the best move. I played bishop d6, which was stupid. Putting my bishop on the wrong square. It's like vulnerable to forks from e4, e5 all the time in this type of line. That was really not the best for me. In terms of setup there, besides the fact that I hung a rook later on, he was slightly better. It's a normal-ish position. But I couldn't come up with a solution. Queen a8 wasn't good. Rook b6 wasn't good. And then I just... It was like seeing... it's like seeing... what do you call it? When you see in the desert, an oasis in the desert. That's the kind of hallucination where you see and you eliminate a possibility, then you go back and suddenly it looks good. Then I was like, oh yeah, I'll just take on b3 because I forgot he can simply take my rook on a6. A mirage, yeah, oasis. No, it's a mirage. See how stupid I am today? I don't know the difference between an oasis and a mirage. Like my brain is not right. Rabbit in the headlights. An oasis. Oh, you said mirage. I said oasis. Well, they're like, okay, an oasis can be a mirage. A mirage of an oasis, right? Alright, well, time control seems really fast to me today. He's not playing h6. Believe me, guys, I could play fast and just flag you too, you know, if I want to. If I want to play without commentary, you know, and just beat on you, I could do that. I'd have to be a little more warmed up, probably. But, you know, I'm basically worried more about trying to make it instructive than trying to be ultra competitive. But I still don't like losing. But I don't mind. Okay, I blundered a rook. I'm not pissed about it, you know. But I am pissed about people like just playing like blitz super fast, trying to like win on time. Yesterday in the simul, you guys were pretty good yesterday. Some simuls though, this happens where everyone is like systematically just trying to win on time. Yeah, I need some good coffee. There's not enough caffeine in mine. I prefer when we play a game. I made a stupid blunder. Here black can play two different setups based on c5 or c6. c6 is more standard. You kind of build up slow with like c6, queen d6, sometimes queen d6, knight d7, rook e8. Kind of set up all the pieces. Whereas with c5, black tries to immediately strike against the center. Instead of castling, if I was more awake, I probably would play b4 immediately, which would actually repeat a game I had against one of our subscribers, Move 11, I think 2 simuls ago. Yeah, this coffee is bad. I don't know, my coffee was missing the caffeine or something. I don't feel anything. No, I'm just going to try to flag everyone else, basically. Your favorite Benko? You like the Benko? Acerbate. I probably shouldn't play the 2 strongest players in the stream, like first and second. They're not getting the money's worth either, you know. Of course, they're not subscribers. Oh no, Tushar is, but Serbian Santa Claus isn't. But no, literally, you're not getting your money's worth because I'm not warmed up. And against Tushar, I was like in slow motion. Usually, chess 960 with Gladys Troll is the first game. It gives me some time to kind of wake up. But this coffee doesn't seem to be doing anything. I don't feel like I had any coffee. Yeah, it just feels like the game against Serbian. I'm sorry. I don't want to ask for a take back, you know. I mean, I don't mind like giving a take back here or there, but I feel like it's kind of somehow, it feels kind of hollow to ask for take backs. The other player's disconnected. Are you really disconnected? I haven't seen any chats from Rich in a while. The neurons are not firing. I don't know why. Well, they were firing just a little too slow in game 1. Then I dropped a rook in game 2. All right, I don't know, Arsenal fan. We can come back. Well, let Arsenal fan have another challenge whenever he comes back. That game doesn't count. Okay, Ananas. Yeah, it's just not a standard Tartakover JCS because black didn't play h6. I don't think that Arsenal fan really studies a lot of opening theory, but it's playable without h6. He's anti-opening theory. Okay, Ananas is very low rated. He should be higher. He gets white. Okay, let's try some d5, something different. I'm kind of bored of doing the same thing against the same players all the time. Played this game against JCS yesterday, but I don't really play the Queen's Gambit Accepted. I tried it for a while 20 years ago. That's about the extent of my knowledge. When Arsenal fan comes back, I'll rematch him. These guys are all strong. Ananas is 2100 FIDE. But, you know, I don't know. I'm just not. This is kind of a crappy variation. But JCS played a good line against me yesterday. I did resign prematurely against you, but I didn't have a great position. I looked at the game, but I was never better. You said that it's at one point your engine said I was better, but that wasn't true. I was probably close to equal at one point. I had e5, possibly an e5 break in one moment, but I didn't really have time. Oh, Ananas is a really strong player strategically, and he's very principled. Usually he's playing fianchetto setups, so the queen's got accepted got him out of that, which is good. Maybe it's better for me to omit a6 in this line. If I could, I'd like to omit a6. My friend Joe Fong, he actually, I remember having a game with Eugene Martinovsky 20 years ago. Joe was white, and he played like this. And at the time, I thought, oh, this is just kind of innocuous what white is doing here. But it's like a very solid, sort of correct, safe, strategic line for white. He doesn't try to blow black away. He just sets up the pieces like bishop b2, maybe bishop back to e2, and then the knight can go to c4, something like that. And the black doesn't really have any breaks, so it's not so easy to play here. I mean, usually we put the bishop on d6 in this line, but what's going to happen, you know, when Kramnik plays like bishop b2, slowly, not quickly, but slowly, is my bishop going to be forked by pieces at some point later on, you know? So it's kind of like poisonous. The white setup, he doesn't try to directly kill me, but it's more like a kind of not giving me anything. This concerns me, like knight coming to c4, knight controlling e5 later on. So it's a very safe setup, very strong. At the time when I first saw it, I think I misevaluated it. What is black's plan here? Maybe I can play e5. If I could play e5, then he let me get away with something. But if I play e5, he can play h3. Then I have to trade my bishop on... I'll have to trade my bishop on f3. He'll take back with a knight. I'll take on d4. And like, I'm just slightly worse. Maybe I could play e4, something like that. Try to deal with that position. Sam Collins has a DVD on that. On what? On this? Isn't a Sam Collins a drink? You know, it just occurred to me. No, that's a Tom Collins. Okay. Should have gone to bartending school instead of playing chess. I played Sam Collins. I lost very stupidly in a Trompowsky. Before I figured out the solution to the Trompowsky, maybe I already had, but for some reason I thought he was going to prepare for me. That must have been it. So I knew what I liked against Trompowsky, but I was suspecting that Collins was going to prepare something. So I decided to play something I didn't usually play. So I played like d4, knight f6, bishop g5, c6, and had never played that before. It's probably not so bad for black, but nothing special either. Okay, so all we can do is try to equalize here. Bishop takes f3, I guess. Fortunately, I have this idea. Therefore, I don't know what my point is. Well, bishop takes anyway wouldn't be a good move. I don't have to play knight takes, because knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes f3, attacks my b7 pawn. Although here he has knight d4, just occurred to me. So maybe I should just play... Ironically, maybe I should just do this anyway. Takes, c6. Yawn. But you see how solid Ananas is. Nakamura plays only crypto chess? What does that mean? Crypto chess? Is that a new form of chess? Or a player? This is not going to be a good day for me. I have a bad feeling already. I've already gone -2. You can see that Ananas has a credible score. He has like 33% against me. Actually, Santa Claus hadn't scored against me in a long time. He beat me in the simul yesterday and then beat me again this morning. Well, I beat myself. But I miss Troll. We all need to donate to Nakamura. Why would I want to make Nakamura a world champion? Why would I want to do that? Alright, bishop c7, bishop takes f6. Smashing my pawns. Anyway, it would be better just to develop my pieces. Alright, let's double on the d file behind this. And there's even a variation for him here. Bishop takes 7. Let's see, rook fd1, rook d7. Bishop takes f6, queen takes f6, bishop g4. I feel like I'm walking into some kind of tactics here. I beat you 10 in a row, Serbian? Well, there must have been some draws or something. I don't think I beat you 10 in a row. No, I mean, it was silly to lose a rook, though. But I was angry with myself for not taking more time in the first 5 moves. I was kind of pissed about the first game, so lost my concentration. This is what I was talking about, but I didn't really believe it. Oh, rook d4. Well, it's a safe square, right? I mean, nothing can hurt him. He's got no pieces that are under attack. So if I double rooks, he doubles rooks. Oh, I have bishop c7 now. That's what I wanted to play before, but I couldn't play it. I'm so dumb. It's like ridiculous. Alright. A little slow in the uptake today. You know, it just occurred to me, maybe they were talking about neurotransmitters. That's reuptake. You know the saying, you're a little slow on the uptake. I never really associated it with like neurochemistry, but is it possible? In the Queen Gambit accepted, if Queen's Gambit accepted, black plays too lackadaisically. Yeah, man. But I should play the normal lines. I mean, this is just baloney, basically. This whole bishop g4 stuff. I only play because it's easy to play. It's not really good for black. The only good line is to play the normal lines. But you have to commit yourself to years of study to play the Queen's Gambit Accepted properly, you know, like the main variations. But at least I should try, you know. Next time, I'm not going to do it anymore, okay? I'm going to play normal Queen's Gambit Accepted lines. Don't let me play this bishop g4 anymore, because it's just artificial and not very good. Okay, cool, whatever, man. Rook d8. Rook takes d4. Leaves my b7 pawn with some questions to answer, you know? That's what I don't really want to do. Although I have take, queen f4, threatening mate. Looks kind of awkward for white. Accidents happen. Can we get an accident in our favor? Now we're slightly better. Against these dangerous attacking players like Tushar, I really ought to try to like consciously get them into technical positions. Serbian is the same. Good attacking players, but I'm stronger in the technical side of things. We're just infinitesimally better, but not really. It's still a draw, you know, I'm certain. This position. Avrook recommends e3 over knight f3 because he said he couldn't find an advantage. Oh, come on, dude. What? That's ridiculous. He obviously didn't put enough work into that. This guy is... he's a great theoretician, but if he's claiming something like that, he just didn't put the time in. I mean, I'm sure that white gets the advantage in multiple lines against bishop g4. Not even just one, you know. I tried playing it for a while. It seems horrible for black. Good for blitz, you know, but not. I wouldn't touch it in a tournament game. The line that you played against me is good. This line is good. That's two right off the bat, and I know like at least one other. I mean, I don't know how big an advantage he expects you to get, but to have any advantage at all out of the opening is a huge achievement in 21st century chess. Queen's Gambit Accepted with bishop g4 instead of e6. It's absolutely lame for black. Okay, well, we've got some kind of itty-bitty advantage, and maybe we can win a game somehow. Most likely not. After this move, looks pretty durable. It's going to be really tough to avoid exchanging rooks here. I can probably do it. Here we go, losing on time again. I mean, realistically, I still don't believe this is really that bad for white. My bishop's a little bit better than his bishop in terms of mobility. He's tied down to a2, so it's more difficult for white to play than black. He's tied down to d5. But he's fast. And it's still a draw objectively. Let's just move on. You know, I could try to swindle him, but I don't think I'm really that much better here. I mean, whatever. It's down to no time. It's a draw. All right, Juicebox Wizard, Nefyadov. Who else is a subscriber? Haberbomb. I realize like this is just silly to try to basically win on time. No different than what I complain about. Okay, knight f3. It's a draw position. White's slightly worse there, but it's definitely a draw. So guys, thanks for joining. Thanks for subscribing. Ananas. I don't know. Have a look at it later. I think this is a bad line for black. Don't agree with Avruk. Juicebox Wizard with d6. Okay, let's just play e4. Too much knight f3 anyway. Should try some other stuff. We had a bad start. I lost the first game against Tushar. Then I blundered a rook against Serbia. Now it's a draw, so I have half point out of 3. Thus far, King's Indian attack. Well, you can play the King's Indian attack, but against the Pirts, it's sort of weird. Let's transpose to something like, you know, normal. Not sure the Tushar is even here. Avruk recommends e4 in his newer edition. In the opening, you made the mistake knight f3, said Ananas. What mistake? What do you mean you made a mistake? Does it really make a big difference? Okay, I'm gonna try something different. I mean, it's standard to go bishop c4, but everyone knows those lines. And these so-called black lion or whatever it's called variations get kind of irritating with bishop e7, knight f8, h6, knight g6, g3. You see, he's doing it anyway. But I think this is particularly strange against g3. You know, I mean, are you going to do like knight f8, knight g6, or what? You know, I mean, with the pawn on g3, it doesn't make any sense. He's going to try to do g5 anyway in this position. I don't think that's good, dude. You can get a position, but I don't think you should play that automatically against every setup that white plays. Yeah, bishop g4, okay. Well, what am I supposed to play then? if you play that move order. But I mean, you shouldn't fear bishop g4, Ananas. This is a bad line for black, I think. I think the variation you got is great for white, you know, and you just have to play a little bit better. Maybe h3. Why didn't you throw an h3? That's your only mistake. Because Ananas, if you played h3, I never could have broken with e5, and then how do I free my position? That's answered that. You know, I don't understand. Like, if you had simply inserted h3 at one moment, bishop h5, I'm out of business forever. Okay, so this, I don't know. This looks like you're playing the killer Grob or something. Black is playing the killer Grob. Basmania. Bishop c7 was my mistake. My mistake. Did I have a strong move? I was happy to be equal after that opening. If I play c5, I win your rook. Oh no. Wait, was my queen on f6? Are you kidding me? Like, my queen is on f6? I had c5 winning a rook? Oh my god. Why can't I see, like, obvious tactics? Man, it's not been a good day. Alright, I'm going to play a4 here, stopping b5. That would free his position. To be able to play b5, I think, is reasonable for black. Anyway, he'll probably play, like, b6. You're serious. You put your queen on b6, Ananas, and I could have played c5. And just like when your queen with bishop takes h2 check. Is that what you're saying? Oh my god. I saw, you know, c5, obviously. What's the bump on your forehead? Is that some sort of joke? Basman is like nodding somewhere. He's like, yeah. Actually, why should I play a5? Do I have a bump on my forehead, or is that someone else? Those are horns growing. We all have horns growing from the front of our heads. It just takes longer for some people. Well, I don't know. Well, I guess he could be from anywhere and just talk to Avruk online. Bishop e3. It's a trick of the camera. Actually, set the camera to 1080-60. Okay, I'm gonna have to like put this on the screen or something because everybody has the problem now that their settings for the video are not on 1080-60. It makes it look all weird. So if you click on the video player and you click settings and you click quality, you have to make it 1080. Okay, this is just insane Basmania with g5. Why did I play this last move though? Maybe it would have been better just to castle into it. And, you know, that actually robs my knight of a good maneuver, knight b3 or knight c4, by putting my queen on d2. And my queen could also be a target there to knight takes e4 or something. This is not necessarily the best move, like many of my moves. If g4, I was thinking knight h4 here. That does drive my knight away from the center. There's some tactics that look kind of nasty. Maybe I have to take on g4. Then he like grabs my bishop on e3. But his position is so weird that I can possibly give up my dark squared bishop. $720 is the highest option you have. Then you got a problem. How does 720 look? Oh, he's got b5. Oh man, he's got a problem. I've got a problem. Oh no. I really put my queen on the wrong square. It almost looks like I have to play queen d3 now. If I have a bump on my head, it's probably from like squeezing my head in pain from the first 3 games I played today. b4. Play a weird move here. Knight e2. This looks completely wrong. How am I going to protect the e4 pawn? Can anyone else set their video quality at 1080? Maybe only Prime users get 1080? Are you serious? Really? Oh, that's just crazy. So there, I don't think you should trade queens because of my e4 pawn problem. Maybe just go back here. Juicebox Wizard, it looks like I have to make a very artificial move. Queen d3 to protect my pawn. Okay, your position is strange too. Playing g5 is really controversial. I mean, I think that's going to cause a lot of weaknesses, particularly the f5 square is going to be later on a big problem. The 720 quality is not too bad. You need to buy Averick's new books. Ben Feingold repertoire. Just create your own repertoire, man. Alright, f4. Going for the central pawn dominance here. Dominancy. Wow. Okay, I just had a second thought. He can take on d4. Knight takes d4. Knight takes e5. Man, that's annoying. That is annoying. Takes on f6, takes on f4. I mean, takes on e5, takes on f4. I guess it's the best I can do. I don't know. He has f4 recapture. Maybe I could do something. Oh no. This just loses a pawn. The only thing I seem to be able to concretely understand is elementary tactics. Drop my rook against Serbian Santa Claus. Normally I don't do things like that. I've had a couple weird hallucinations lately, but this is one of those, you see something and you go back and you forget about it, which I've done like 3 times in the last week. You created your own repertoire for e4, but I switched to d4. Oh, you need like a quick repertoire. Yeah, I mean, it's useful to be able to play both. And obviously it takes a lot of time to switch from e4 to d4 or vice versa. Feingold. What does Feingold play, like the Slav defense? d4 and Slav defense? I have no idea. Chigorin? Tomorrow night is a subscriber challenge. It's like a viewer tournament. We're doing most likely blitz tomorrow night. I don't have it decided yet. Either 5-0 or 5+2. Maybe we'll do like a 5-0 with that increment. I haven't done one of those in a while. Will be refreshing to have to play quickly and not have to commentate too much. I'm winning more material if I want to here. Always take. Except when your knight is trapped. Then you don't take. Except I have a tactic here. G4. But he's got a counter tactic, knight takes G4. Thought I could play G4 first. Anyway, he would just play rook H7. So knight takes F7, rook F8 seems to lose a piece. Unfortunately. We're winning anyway. Doesn't do much good for me to play rook D1, I guess. We want to focus on this backward pawn here. I'm not that thrilled to have a bad bishop. The bishop on G2, extremely limiting. But I guess his position is really quite compromised. But just G5 should win more material. Or not. Yep. You had rook G8 there. I'm not that clear on what's going on after rook G8. Damn, dude, that like equalizes for black. I overextended myself. Bad bishop. Overextended pawn. Very good chances for black to draw. Very good chances for black to draw here. G5 was a blunder. Just something safer. Boring chess is best. Okay, Nefedov. Sorry you didn't get to play in the simul yesterday, Nefedov. I'm slowly getting warmed up here. I should really play for like an hour before I even start the stream. If I want to look good. I should have played D4 against him. Maybe Nefi will. You see, his repertoire though doesn't really allow it. He'll transpose to a symmetrical English or something now. Oh, okay, he did play C4. That's weird. He usually like does symmetrical English. This is almost like a dead giveaway that he's like prepared something. He's prepared something for the mainline Slav. Because usually yeah, GG Helis. If you challenge me, you know, I'll pretty much try to play all the subscribers. Are you GG Helis on lichess, or is it something else? Oh, it's a normal Slav. Okay, let's play Geller Gambit. If you want to look good shaved, I don't look good with shaved head, man. I mean, some people do. It just doesn't work for me, you know. It just wouldn't look. It wouldn't work for me, troll. Sorry, man. The skinhead look. I just need a haircut. I'll be good. Doesn't have to be that exaggerated. JCS is your challenge there. No. It is not. It is not for some reason. Troll and roll, shut up. Troll, you messed me up, man. I needed that warm-up game and you didn't show up on time and I lost my first two games. Embarrassingly. I bet you it will work, says Gladys Troll. It's like trying to tempt me. I'd rather color my hair blue and look like Richard Rapport. That's been a while ago. Alright. B4, A4, E5. Not B4. I meant B5, A4, or E5. The Queen C2. Spassky. Plenty of opportunities. Okay, you're talking about your repertoire. GG Helis. Oh, you're... Now I'm confused. No. JCS is not GG Helis. They're different people. Your stupid names left. Okay. Thanks for reminding me. And thanks for subscribing. But who else is missing? Who else is missing? We've got challenges from Haberbaum, stupid names, Troll. But JCS still isn't there. JCS, how aren't you there? Are you like chat banned or something? You can't challenge me? Once in a while you see the move Bishop G4. That's an interesting sideline that might be okay for black. Never really been much explored. Now I'm forgetting what I wanted to do. Do I want to play B3 right away? B3, B4, knight A4, C3. See, you don't want that to happen. B3, B4, B3, B4, knight A4. I could play knight E2 as well. It seems too early. You can't chat on Twitch and challenge at the same time. Ah. Well, you can go off, just log out of Twitch, and then come on and challenge me. Okay, he's like setting up stuff. Should I play Bishop G5 now? I guess I need to kind of indirectly defend the E4. As you can guess, I don't really have this worked out. I've never actually played this variation in a tournament game, or maybe even, you know, considered doing it. I have played the Geller Gambit a couple of times, but in the main line. But that's just like too all worked out. Like everybody knows exactly how to play with black. This Queen C2 is more vague. H6, do we take? No, we have to go Bishop H4, then G5, then Bishop G3. I guess you could take. You could take and play like A4. Then B4, knight B1. Similar to another line we played recently. It actually looks pretty good for black. This is like some kind of normal line, but it's not really quite the same. My queen is on C2. Now B3, B4, knight A4. He doesn't really have time for that now. Can I play B3? I'm sort of doubting this myself now. This is probably not right. Too early to play B3. Yeah, this looks dubious. This isn't right for me. B3 is not. Maybe even rook D1 should be played. I think this is just a mistake. And an ass. I have an extremely high hairline. I have since I was a teenager, but I've been basically the same. Alright, dude, it's nice that you turn the focus of my stream to my hair loss. That's important. You are a troll. Yet another blunder. Babakuli Anakov lost a game like this when I was with him at the Aeroflot Open once. Dude just wedges the pawn on c3 and there's no way to get rid of it. It was very ugly. But sometimes you can find some kind of brilliancy. It's good that you focus on the important things here, troll, like chess. Very cheap. No transplants for me, man. This should last. We're gonna make it last. Don't worry. A3. I have some kind of knight c5 move, don't I? But that's not going to solve all my problems. We can confuse the issue a bit. This is my least favorite stream in a while. Alright. Chess is very important, Gladys Troll. Try to focus on the game. Well, I mean, if I could drive his bishop to c8, that's a pretty good achievement. Now I have a3. See what I'm talking about? Everything's working. So I don't know, after bishop takes d4, do I pin him or do I take on b4? Pin it and win it? Bishop takes d4, rook d1, e5. But he has an out there. The problem is if I played e5 first, he has just back to e7, and that's a bigger problem. I guess I just have to take on b4. Just be glad I got rid of that pawn. One of the offenders. Don't worry about your development, Nefedov. It's all good. You don't need your queenside pieces. It's closed. Ananas, you're absolutely right, sir. I think g5 was just very strong. That's why b3 is just concretely bad. I think it was just bad. Tushar said what? I've been playing a lot of 3-0. You played a good practical game, but, you know, objectively, your position wasn't that good. Okay, it's the wing gambit. What are you going to do, you know? I mean, now it's just a good position for me. This is just, like, more space for white. Guess we're going to have to get developed. How about a rook on d6 sometime in the near future? It's funny how Nefedov starts with the Slav and ends up in a semi-Slav anyway. How do you do that? This pawn is just falling. This pawn is weak. The queen is the hunted. The hunter or the hunted. We have some Grishuk rook action going on here, Nefedov. Maybe his queen is not long for this world. He just resigned. He's losing the queen after bishop d3, rook h4. That's it. Queen f5, bishop d3, queen h5, rook h4. But, yeah. You won't find many games in the database here. I'm surprised how many there are. I'm not even sure that bishop g5 is the right move here. Yeah, so it's even possible to play g5 right away. There's a lot of moves black can play here. Okay, but let's say bishop e7. Yeah, I agree with g5. Because my d4 pawn is hanging. This is why I started to freak out. You know, he's just going to go here. And I don't know, the engine says 92, apparently. But I would have gone 95. I was concerned he could actually take this. But apparently that's not very good. That was my main worry. Now he can do this b4 first. And then take the pawn. And it's not really clear because this is hanging too. I'm losing at least a pawn. I mean, maybe white has a little bit of compensation, but trading the queens isn't really what I want to do here. So, b3 wasn't good. Alright. Jacob is at first in the list. How did you do that? Jacob, how did you get your challenge to first in the list? Were you challenging me before and like it popped back on or something? How did you do that? He sort of snuck into first in the list somehow? Was this some sort of... It like wasn't visible? And then it became visible? Because you were asking if I could see it and I couldn't. Haberbaum, trolling a roll. Haberbaum, stupid names left, trolling a roll, and Arsenal fan. We played, didn't we? Am I crazy? We didn't play. Why do I feel like I played Arsenal fan? I mean, I have a simul last night. I think that's why my brain is so scrambled. Whenever I played the simul, yeah, I would like to play a longer time control, but the problem is that I come home kind of late on Sundays. And I don't like... I don't know. I'm so pressed for time. I'm trying to play the hedgehog here. I used to play the hedgehog all the time. I don't know why I ever stopped. Yeah, Nefedov, I agree. I mean, queen b6 is more constructive than bishop b7. I was going to suggest that during the game, but then I forgot to mention it. I played Arsenal fan. It was interrupted. Okay, we'll take Arsenal fan next. I forgot. That's why I'm confused. Yeah. So I will just not counting that other game. I prefer 40-42. You guys see how bad I struggle in the 30-30. Well, soon, you know, hopefully the Hungarian Team Championship stuff will be over soon, in a couple of weeks. All right, Arsenal fan, we'll save you till last then. Yeah, changing the simul time to 6. I mean, it's always a gripe for everyone. You know, someone will go. It's Sunday though; nobody's at work. If I can start at 6, we'll try to do that, I guess, and make it a little longer. We'll try to do that, Serbian Santa Claus. Obviously, it won't be possible if I'm traveling like pretty far, but usually that's not the case. Actually, in fact, yeah, we should be able to do it from now on, because I don't have any more long trips for team matches this season. Standard hedgehog here. Make a cup of tea or have a can of lager. It's pre-12 o'clock, and it's what time is it there? You're an hour earlier. It's like 10:30 in the morning. I think the can of lager is a bit much, man. I mean, I'm partial to drinking in the morning, but it usually doesn't bode well for me. I've gotten in more trouble doing that than anything else. Okay, bishop b2. I guess we're going to have to play a6 sooner rather than later. But this is all standard. Fanchi Imre versus me. Udazin. But Udazin, I think, played something different. Queen c7 now would be normal. Standard hedgehog. Yeah, I know, Nefedov, you were prepared for the last game. You lost badly in a mainline semi-Slav. I was expecting you to play the semi-Slav again with an improvement, but this time you went and played the normal Slav, which I did not anticipate. I don't know about Queen c2 and the Geller Gambit. It's kind of... There was a game in the Russian Championship which transposed to that, where black played a6. It's like Daniel Dubov playing white. But if black doesn't play a6, it can't transpose to... No, it was actually an a6 Slav. It started out as an a6 Slav. Believe it or not, can transpose to a Geller Gambit. Yeah, I mean, Tushar, you're just making me look bad. Crushing me with using no time. But I wasn't really warmed up. But in general, in my simuls and in the blitz games, you know, I get kind of angry when people play super fast, because I feel like I'm taking my time trying to play really thoughtful chess, and then that's the antithesis of what I'm doing. I'm also just bitter I lost, I guess. I don't know. But don't worry about it. I don't remain angry about it, you know. If you don't get a little bit angry when you lose, I think there's something, you know, in your competitive nature that's not quite... It's good to get a little bit angry, in other words, but sometimes people get too angry. I think it's healthy to be a little bit angry when you lose. Not exaggeratedly so, but you know, something's wrong. It's like a kind of mechanism that makes you makes you correct the problem. At least it worked for me for the most part. E4, this is kind of unusual. You know, usually they go for one of these like knight g5, trade the bishops and put a knight on e4 kind of things. Here it's more or less like a normal hedgehog, but his queen is on a strange square. Wonder if I should even bother with rook e8. Just hurry with rook a c8, queen b8. Maybe this is more of a priority here, playing the quick, you know, pressure on e4. Jacob won a good game. Well, I resigned prematurely in the simul last night. He was white and he played d4. It was a Queen's Gambit accepted. The same line I played against Ananas today. I thought I was losing a piece for some reason. Another one of the three hallucinations I've had in the last couple of days. So I just resigned. I wasn't even like losing material, but I was clearly worse positionally. So I felt really negative about the position, so it was like easy to resign. Plus I was in time pressure. But after the game he asked me, why did you resign? I thought I was losing a piece. Couldn't see that I could simply protect a piece with a pawn. Okay, the hedgehog, I think it's like the Marazzi. It's extremely hard to play. I play both sides of these positions, and I can tell you that it's much harder to play white than it is to play black. You know, if I was playing Tushar or World Loser or someone super fast, and I was white, I mean, chances are I would get flagged here. White has to find like little accurate moves, consolidating the space advantage. It's a very meticulous sort of process. Hard to play it quickly. Hard to even play it in the first place in a normal time control. I think it's just twice as hard to play white as it is to play black, even though theoretically white has a small space advantage. On the practical level, it's just much harder to play. Now rook e1. It almost looks like he's trying to play e5. I don't have time for queen b8. I mean, I can play it, it's just nothing special. It looks like he wants to simplify by playing e5. This is not something that white would normally do. Maybe we go rook d8 here. Strange as it might seem. Normally the rook goes to e8. But just now, I'm just trying to discourage him from playing e5. And like prevent him from simplifying the position. I mean, I guess you could theoretically play knight e5 even. That's trading, you know, material. Although, okay, there's a lot of moves black could play. Knight e5 is okay too. I'm not trying to equalize. I'm trying to play for a win by keeping the position complicated. I can let him play e5 and have equality. But based on the time, people don't play the hedgehog, you know, necessarily to draw. I mean, I think it's actually, it's a very good winning weapon for black. Inherently, it looks passive because I have not even crossed my 3 ranks. But you have these breaks with b5 and d5 all the time. White has to keep that contained. Eventually my rook might be more comfortable on e8. With the rook on e8, I could have played even bishop to d8, but that's more common in like the Khan's Sicilian rather than a normal hedgehog. Here, the bishop on f8 protects g7, protects against a long diagonal. Okay, black isn't really doing anything. White's position looks harmonious now. He's put his pieces on harmonious squares. I like this. I like the way he was willing to reposition his rook, you know. He put it on d1 and he says, okay, it's not so good. I wonder if f5 is coming. Rook e8, e5. Doesn't have e5 yet. I've got to watch it though, because it could win a piece. This move often wins a piece. If I don't have b8 queen guarding it. If I were to play queen a8, for example, to be careful I don't lose a piece. Look how well coordinated white is. Circumventing the e5 break for me. I almost have b5 here. b5, take, and it's like no tactics per se. He's got everything contained, like a pro. I don't know what to do. Okay, h5 is like kind of weakening. Just keep pressure on e4, I guess. No, he just has e5. It's just strong. He just missed e5. I think I'm walking right into what I was talking about. Is that like winning for white? Okay, I have one bishop c5 check trick. I don't know if it's any good though. It looks incorrect. I think white just missed that. He just missed a very strong move there. I mean, b5 now. Still doesn't work. What happens after knight to c5? Knight g4. Looks like it's not safe. Knight takes e5. Maybe I can do it. Very awkward for me. Oh. Just losing a piece. Let's check this. Wow. This is just winning for white, apparently. Perfect. Does he have like no center pawn loss? There's nothing I could do, I was just lost. He had no time left. I'm just lost here. Wow. I lost when I traded queens. Look at that. Both sides have no time left. He's only 1900. Now he's got a plus score. 5 inaccuracies, no mistakes, no blunders. Not bad. Alright, let's go on to the next game. Haberbaum, you guys are giving me lessons. Yeah, it's very impressive with no time on the clock. I don't know, what was wrong with b5 in which moment? Which moment? I mean, I could have played b5 at one moment. You know, my position was basically okay till we got down to no time. And I couldn't calculate it. I mean, there's no way I could see like a computer that I'm lost there. With like 5 seconds left, no grandmaster is going to be able to know for sure. It just happened that way. e5 is... No, I never want to play e5. Arsenal fan. I mean, it just gives up the d5 square. That's like positional disaster. I'll play that only in the last resort if I have no other move. You basically never want to do that. I think he has a plus score against me now. Alright, c5. We played this already a bunch of times. But for a guy who's like 1900, not bad blitz play. So Haberbaum is going to try to improve on his last attempt against me. This is the improvement. So he played bishop b2 last time, and we decided that was bad. It looks like this. This is pretty cool. So d6, I have to remember what I looked at. I think it was this. Knight e7 was the computer's recommendation. No, I mean, Arsenal fan, if you look at Stockfish, it sees a line without e5 there for black. We want to try to play without doing that, you know, if it's at all possible. Okay, e5 is just really ugly strategically for black. So, as I said, if it's possible to play without e5, then we should play without e5. Instead of queen takes g2, I should have just played knight g4 right away. That was what the computer was calling for. Yes, obviously, you're stronger than Stockfish, we know. Knight e7, I'm trying to tell you as an international master that e5 is a bad move positionally. Stockfish also agrees that it's not a good move, but you still insist that it's a good move. Okay, then it's a good move. What can I tell you? You know, play it. It's really like positional disaster for black in the hedgehog. You never want to play e5. But if you don't want to listen to me, then don't listen to me. It's up to you. So maybe bishop takes f3 here. This is similar to something that I was looking at before. Gotta go to the gym. Fatso is the dog? You just never play e5 in the hedgehog unless there's a piece on d4, and you're basically trading it next move, either on d4 or f4, usually on f4. We want to play e5 when there's a white pawn on f4, and that way we open up the e file and pressurize the pawn. But if I'm playing e5 and it's just stuck there, I'm stuck with bad pieces and a weak square on d5. It's a very bad situation. But if you don't want to believe me, you don't have to. Learn for yourself. Here we have two knights against two bishops. It's quite an interesting struggle. And again, this is Morozevich style, Chigorin style. Knights have outpost squares, but white has the two powerful bishops. I don't care what engine it is. It's stronger than a human being, It sees the tactical side of the game almost perfectly. We have to just admit that, Knight to d4, actually. Are my knights going to get trapped? Because it's possible to play knight a5 here. I don't really like taking on d5. But knight a5... Knight a5... Knight e5 or knight d4. The problem with knight d4 is that at one moment he can have bishop e3. Even right away, in fact. Knight takes f3 check, king e2. My knights will be rather awkward. So I'm not sure. He even could play c5 there. At least these outposts are guaranteed. If I put the knight on d4, it can always get hit by a series of things. Maybe queen d3 and bishop b2 could undermine it. I'm just not sure I can support it on d4. I like that move better because it's more central. e5 is just a desperation move in the hedgehog. If I have to play that, then my position is just bad. I guess we're not castling anytime in the near next couple of moves. Haberbaum is very aggressive, but this is a risky variation. b5 instead of queen a8. We'll see you later, Nefyadov. Thanks for watching. Rook c8, threatening pawn takes pawn. Knight guards e7, so there's no mate threats. Meanwhile, he's sort of undeveloped and his king is still in the center. I have strong moves like threatened, like queen h4. Maybe like queen h4 now. He can take on f5, obviously. So queen g5 can be considered. Stopping rook g1, stopping castling both ways. I like that move. There he has one move. Ooh, we've got lots of interesting moves here. I'm afraid they're too slow, though. Huh. Okay, king e2, queen f4. He can go back with bishop c1. This just occurred to me, which I didn't see before. But that's okay. Still, our position is okay. Worst comes to worst, I go to h4 anyway. I let him take on f5. Actually, I can go here. Threatening queen takes f3. It wasn't a proper hedgehog, though? What do you mean it wasn't a proper hedgehog, dude? It's like a totally standard hedgehog. This is the hedgehog. That is the hedgehog opening, literally. I don't mean to argue with you, but this is the hedgehog, dude. King e2 looks like best move. Queen f4 now. You always put your rooks on the wrong squares. What do you mean? I mean, you put your rooks on the totally right squares. Then you reposition them as the situation. You played like perfectly. I don't think that you put your rooks on the wrong squares. You have to be willing to move them again. I mean, I thought it was excellent the way you changed your plan in the position. You think he means bishop on g7? No, that's a totally different thing. You mean the bishop on e7 is a standard hedgehog. Okay, there are some variations with double fianchetto, which people also refer to as the hedgehog. But I've read extensively, you know. I mean, if you want to get like Mihai Suba's book on the hedgehog, you can learn more about it. But e7 is a standard hedgehog. Lines with double fianchettoing are slightly different. Not really, you know, that's like not a standard hedgehog. This is as hedgehog as you can get. I think that JCS left the like main line at some point, you know, by playing some move. I'm not sure. He didn't play knight g5 when they normally play knight g5 and trade bishops on the long diagonal. Kept the pieces on the board. It should be good for black theoretically. Now bishop there. So I have knight d4 check. It looks like. It looks good for black. We have massive tactics. Queen takes f3. I was kind of banking on this. I hope it actually works. I'm afraid I could get stuck here. Oh man, we have rook takes c4 next move. Rook takes c4 next move, and then queen a3, and I don't know what my next move is. I feel like I was worse the whole time, then I flagged, but you didn't flag, and you were never really worse. That's the only problem with that theory. You didn't flag and you were never really worse. In fact, you didn't make any serious mistakes the whole game, just maybe an inaccuracy or three. But you played very well. Faster than me, and surprisingly I thought you were going to lose on time, but you didn't. So now, the thing is, I didn't see a forced win for black. He has to play queen a3, only move. There should be a mate here. Oh, never mind. It wasn't the only move. Queen e2, even better. That stops the check on d1. Well, I don't know. It looks a little weird, because I have knight b3 now. Okay, my rook is hanging, but I have knight b3. He doesn't really have any concrete threats. Best quiet moves? Well, like, you were always slightly better. Alright. To be fair to Haberbaum, I mean, this is a really, really risky line he's playing, you know. So he's losing to me most of the games, but he's establishing some kind of, you know, opening theory here. He improved over last game. The a4 has been played twice. And Stockfish claims an advantage for white, but it's, again, a position that's hard to play, you know. If you want to win, you have to take risks. This is a novelty. So d6 was played by Lupulescu. And knight c6 was played by Morozevich. But my move is a new move, knight e7. Bishop a3. Actually, this is inconsistency a little bit. I thought he would play bishop a3. And then something like rook d1. Or maybe even castles queenside. Who knows, this could transpose to Morozevich. How did his game go after knight c6? a4, knight c6, knight f3, and rook c8. So he just mobilizes the queenside quickly. But white's better. White has a strong bishop pair here. But that could even transpose. So I think you're on the right track, Haberbaum. But what did you do wrong? Allowing bishop takes f3, you know? I guess. This is just a mistake. So there's something to that. Well, there's something to my move order. Because I didn't put my knight on c6 so early, I make that possible. You should play bishop a3 first. And then I have to do a move. Basically like knight c6. Then you can play knight f3. And then I guess we have a game similar to the Morozevich game. With something like rook c8. Alright, so Troll in a Roll, Stupid Names, and Arsenal Fan. We're going to play those 3 games. Good tactics books. Yeah, I think, what's it called? CT Art. It's actually a tactics program, too. By Maxime Bloch. This is a pretty old, but I like that. There's not a lot of explanations, it's just like positions. Actually, positions with both sides, like critical positions with both sides to move. Alright, we'll get another one of these. We had against Nefedov the other day. Botvinnik variation. Or not. So now it's the Cambridge Springs. Maybe. GG Celis. Nabil Hassan, I have to play with my subscribers first. Sorry, dude. If you subscribe, you have to get an advantage. E3. I think this will be the last 3 games for today, guys. Troll in a Roll and Arsenal Fan. But it's not like a tactics book with any kind of explanations. Just really good positions. So here, only Stupid Names Left makes a mistake. I mean, you really should play Queen A5 in this position. It looks strange to do that, but it's actually a very durable variation of the Queen's Gambit declined. Okay, this is playable too. It's just it's a little bit passive, but I think you'll see some Grandmaster games. Maybe even a Fischer-Spassky from '92 in this line. I never believed in this for black, really. No, JCL, you didn't make any mistakes or blunders. Test your chess IQ. That's like Silman, right? Is that actually... But is it tactics? Or more like, you know, analyzing positions? Yeah, okay. I mean, someone pointed out that you shouldn't play the Cambridge Springs. You should play the play the Semi-Slav. Just take on c4. You know, I mean, that's the sharpest way to play. Who made that comment? Jo3004. Play like a man or die like a dog. It's my old friend said that. He's a massive Semi-Slav expert. George the Semi-Slav expert. Anyway, George is strong IM. But he would definitely approve. You can also play, you know, also strong is the Moscow variation, but it's not as aggressive. H6. So this is all theory of sorts. Oh, I played A4. You know what? I told myself I was going to switch to playing A3. But anyway, it's too late now. Stupid names left. Playing this best line for black for this system. Botvinnik is fire on the board. Well, going back to the early 90s, yeah. Shirov has a book that's a collection of his games called Fire on Board. A lot of them are like Semi-Slav Botvinnik variations. And Alexei and Alexander Shabalov, they came, you know, and they were playing a lot of these. Shirov particularly, a lot of top players. I mean, Ivanchuk, Kramnik. I mean, playing both sides of those positions, though, I'm talking about. Yeah, the Semi-Slav, okay. Arguably true. Yeah, the C4, D takes C4 is the most aggressive way to play. Black equalizes here. But he has to know exactly what he's doing. This is what in the future I'm going to play, I guess. What was my idea, though, with A3? I was thinking about playing A3. But I don't understand what I'm doing after, like, A6. Maybe I have E4. I have to take a look at this. Aronian, 2013. Well, the Botvinnik variation has not been in fashion lately. Basically, a lot of players with black, I think, are scared to go into it. Is that a mistake for black? I'm not sure. Only stupid names left. He could fall victim to the classic problem of the backward c-pawn. What is today, Monday? You guys are in luck. I can go a few minutes over because I don't have anything right after the stream. So I'm going to play at least those subscriber games. Troll and Roll and Arsenal fan. I'm sorry I can't play everybody, but it's usually, I'm usually finishing the stream at 12:30. I think we're going to go, you know, at least 10 minutes over. I remember, yeah, a lot of players have like home published copies of chess encyclopedia and stuff like that. More popular in some areas than others. I am not condoning copyright infringement in any way. Actually, a noted video copywriter infringement person was talking about my Blumenfeld video. I'm a little nervous he's going to be selling copies of it secretly. Alright, so black has a way to play c5 in this line, I think. If I remember correctly, after a4, a6, bishop takes, or queen e2, b4, he must have missed one moment. Let me see here. He has a moment where Bishop takes f6. How does it go? Knight takes f6, knight e4. So I think somehow in like this position, he can play it anyway. c5. Yeah. Somehow like c5 works anyway because black has some tricks based on like bishop takes f3 or something. You have to look at it. If you can arrange this move tactically, black is okay. I had a very similar game against Hungarian IM Jula Itzhak, or Izhak. Knight e5. It's a lot like my game with Izhak. He was just suffering. Knight c5 is also possible. Izhak Jula, solid guy. But somehow I managed to beat him. I ground him down in one of these. Fighting for the c5 square. It's okay if the author is dead. You have 8 ECO books from before the PC openings books were popular. Yeah, man, I have all these old books, of course. Chess libraries are cool. Okay, we win the exchange. Fork on d7. Am I threatening queen h5? No. Larry Christensen would say, like, if you see you have a good move, always look for a better one. It's a really good general tactical kind of catchphrase. Do you think e5 is suitable for your style? Yeah, definitely. Arsenal, you're kind of solid by nature. But I mean, e5 doesn't have to be ridiculously solid. You don't have to play the Petrov, you know? I mean, it can be played... I'm not sure it's suitable to Wesley So's style. I'm beginning to wonder. Dude, I mean, look at Wesley So's 2 games that he lost in the candidates, and basically how kind of passive his openings were. And I think there's something wrong there. I've criticized Hikaru Nakamura for playing the black side of the Queen's Gambit declined. I know it's not easy playing sharp openings against anybody, but it just seems like with So's tactical abilities, why is he playing a solid defense with black? This was a miscalculation. Now I'm giving him some play. Excuse me. So, sorry if I belched in the stream there by accident. Rook c5 is a bad move because of e5, giving us some freedom. Yeah, I mean, no, okay, dragon's a little extreme, but I think that So should be playing something sharper for black. The Sicilian or anything, you know, the modern defense, the Pirts, anything sharp, you know, something sharp. But why is he playing the Queen's Gambit declined? And you know, it's like it doesn't make sense for his talents can't shine in these kind of openings, you know. I think it's strange. He obviously needs a really good coach. I'm not sure, you know, if he even has a trainer or what he does, you know, but someone's not giving him good advice, or maybe he's not seeking it. Rook takes a5. I don't know why I'm not playing that move. I feel like my rook gets kind of boxed out, but I guess I should take the pawn. Very close to 3,000 followers on Twitch. I didn't really count. Today it's a playing day at the candidates, or is today a rest day already? I didn't check it. It's like every 3 days is a rest day, no? I'm a little bit concerned about the position of my rook on a5. Plus there's also the back rank mate. But I'm up the exchange and a pawn. What kinds of tactics? Back rank mate concerns me the most. He might have queen d8. Let's just play like h3. Why? Yeah, well, who else is playing? Kramnik is playing his normal style. You know, Kramnik understands himself really well. You know, you never see Kramnik playing the wrong opening for his style. You know what I mean? He knows his limitations. He knows what he's good at. He does what he's good at, and it works, you know? Whereas these younger players like So, I think he just hasn't, you know, he hasn't really figured it out yet. Okay, bishop takes h7, check. Looks like it's gonna like lose a piece or something. Rook d5, rook b5, rook b5. The stupid names left playing tricky and getting some chances here tactically. So bishop a6 fails and bishop c6 fails. Both of the tempo moves. Queen g5 fails, queen d8, queen d5. Yeah, here I just win. With rook takes c5. I see about 8 out of 10 tactics. There were some people who were saying that old man Kramnik doesn't have a chance, you know. Ever since 4 years ago, or whenever it was, 2 years ago, I was last time around, I was claiming that Kramnik and Aronian have the best chance, and I still think that's true. Although Kramnik's not getting any younger, we could see him fading. I gotta give some credit to the idea that he's getting older, but I still think his game is deeper. Aronian and Kramnik had the deepest games, and I think that really matters. The winner of this tournament is not necessarily, well, this should be a foregone conclusion, but the winner of this tournament is not necessarily the most qualified to play Magnus Carlsen in a match. See, that's the dilemma here with the stupid format. If you want the best player who has the best chance of beating Magnus Carlsen to face him in a match, then you're organizing the wrong format, you know. Then you should decide the candidate by matches, you know. You're gonna end up with like Mamedyarov winning the tournament and getting like crushed by Magnus in a match because he, you know, isn't really well suited to do that. Whereas like Kramnik and Aronian probably won't win the tournament, but would have the best chance against Carlsen in a World Championship match. So it's a bit of a quandary. I mean, Kramnik made Grishuk look ridiculous in the first game by playing as absolutely nothing. Maybe he's just psyched out, by the way. Like, what is Kramnik's score against Grishuk? I mean, maybe it's really, really good. Why did it seem like Grishuk wasn't himself in round one? There's many reasons, I guess, but I'd be willing to wager that Kramnik has a very good score against Grishuk. Let's play a hippo. Double fianchetto. Well, of course, Oslo. Oh no, it's too weak, too slow. I thought you were too weak, too Oslo. Then you're like defending Carlsen. No. Dude, yeah, I don't see anyone, of course, because he'll never have a real challenger. It's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? The stupid qualification system for world championship matches, or the fact that no one can beat Carlsen? As long as Carlsen doesn't play Levon Aronian or someone like Kramnik, then yeah, he won't ever lose the world championship. If he just continues to play Viswanathan Anand and Karyakin or something, or maybe Mamedyarov, he'll never lose the world championship. It's all very convenient for Carlsen, you know, that he doesn't get a true challenge. He's not going to complain about it. If anything, Carlsen should complain about the corruption at FIDE, but why should he? You know, he's making out fine. He doesn't say a word about the fact that FIDE is like corrupt. It's really his obligation as world champion to like stand up and do something, set an example for the rest of the chess world. But Magnus just sits there and does nothing, you know. He has protested against this system. I wasn't aware of that. In what way? Yeah, of course, you know, you don't want to give Grishuk like an active game. Kramnik he sucks the life out of the position. It's perfect against Grishuk. He had no advantage, but he does that to other people too, so it may not just be particular to Grishuk, you know. It's very standard Kramnik, circa 2015 plus. This E4, wow. I need to undermine his center. But he has F5, which is kind of nasty. Troll playing faster than he used to. Kramnik is ancient. Dude. The World Cup is what time control again? I mean, it's not a world championship. It's a very, very grueling tournament that's about endurance more than necessarily absolute skill. So I think the World Cup is a very, very silly comparison to a world championship. It's a knockout tournament where the most important quality is endurance, nothing else. Kramnik is not ancient. What is he, like 45? I mean, dude, there were world champions much older than that. This age thing is getting really boring, you know. Not just because I'm middle-aged, but it's really, yeah. The middle-aged guys are not good at bullet chess, but it's calling Kramnik ancient, dude. He's like 2800. He's so ancient, he's 2800. He beat Garry Kasparov in a match. I mean, come on. Korchnoi was never world champion. There should be a new world championship cycle system. Where did he write that? Oh, chess.com. But where did he write that, dude? In like a random interview for chess.com or in actual chess literature? You know what I mean? A chess.com interview, unfortunately, isn't gonna get much credibility in the chess world. Man, Troll playing this really well. As usual. Seems to be getting tougher lately. Maybe I'll close this up and go for a different approach. It's got the same space advantage as last time. Troll seems to play different lately. Okay, I gotta really try to play fast against him because he's extremely strong positionally. Maybe we can beat him on time, but I never have an advantage out of the opening. Knight playing f4, I gave up on my center. I guess this is wrong philosophically. But it looks dangerous to play something like g4 with his queen on the long diagonal here. I just don't think that chess.com interviews are going to count as making a protest against FIDE. It's like, oh, yeah, whatever. Sure. I'm sure that Kirsan Ilumjinov, like, you know, pays attention to the latest chess.com interview. Or anybody cares. I wouldn't call it a formal protest of the system. Bite the hand that feeds you. Now we need to reorganize, it looks like, and play for g4. It's like a wing gambit or Benko approach on the other side. Got a problem with my queen here. Need to castle queenside and like get my queen into the game. But how? Maybe a4, queen a2. Looks ridiculous. I hated the arrogant Geary guy for proposing he should retire because of age. Okay, dude, I don't know. That's mental. This is his frustration. But he's coming from a very strange perspective, I think, compared to most people in the world. If you look at Gary's style, he's worse than me. I mean, he's very, very afraid to take any risks. Although I think he's a great player, you know. He's too conservative, probably. It doesn't strike me that he fears. It doesn't surprise me that he would fear like younger players as a threat. Geary is actually a great player. He would be, I think, better than having So or Grishuk in the World Championship candidate. Look at this guy. Controlling a roll, you play fantastic chess, man. Taking over the center in classical fashion. I just have to try to hold it together. I thought I hallucinated I had a knight on b1 here. So maybe we'll get our bishop in the game. Still can't get my queen out. It's just totally stuck. Last time I blundered against Troll by castling the wrong way. Look at how he plays. It's awesome. Just every time he gets a spatial advantage. I don't understand how he does that. Oops. Just lost again. He had bishop takes f2, just winning. Seems to have gotten faster lately. It's just me. Faster and stronger. He beat me the last time, but it was really like a different player. Just totally smashing me again. Yeah, it feels like just a monster. Look how strong he is. Maybe we can flag him on time. But it used to be easy to beat him. Now it's just getting harder and harder. Maybe he made a small mistake there. He could have won a piece. That's embarrassing. I'm just like dropping a piece on f2. Okay, I'm basically done. It's like 12:30 martini time. he had just a clear win of a piece, but it's another perfect opening by Troll. I don't understand how he plays the opening so well in chess 960. He's like clear advantage already, dude. Like a pawn up for black here. After 4 moves, he has a pawn up. I'm just like clueless. So f3, f5. He didn't do f5 there. Why didn't he play f5 actually? Denjin comes up with c4 here. Beyond my comprehension. f4 was bad. It just got worse and worse. I'm just suffocated spatially. Here I just dropped a piece with bishop takes f2 and he didn't take it. It's a disgraceful game. Alright, Arsenal fan, last game for today. I attacked the knight but didn't take. Yeah, I don't know, you're just winning a piece. But I was panicking because I was lost. I mean, you're threatening to win a piece anyway. If I don't hang the knight on f2, my plan was to take on f5. Then I realized I'm pinned, you know. If I don't play pawn takes f5, if I defend my knight on f2, you just win a piece with like takes on g4 or something. Rook g2 takes on g4, you're winning a piece anyway. So I'm just lost anyways. Why would you dislike Naka? The most popular and least popular. Well, he did things like, you know, curse people when he was a little kid. His behavior was awful. You know, so he had really horrible behavior for like the first 10 years of his chess career. That's why a lot of people don't like him. It's hard to get away from that, dude, after you've kind of burned your bridges behind you. You know, if he was like a really, really nice kid when he was little, it would probably be different now, but he was not. And I think that slowly he's improved his reputation, but still a lot of people, including myself, you know, can't really forget the way he behaved when he was younger. That's why, I mean, a lot of people don't like him. So bishop c4. Occasionally you see the bullet chess kind of sacrifice here. Bishop takes f7. This is similar to a c3 Sicilian. But he hasn't played c3. He was always really not very nice in the early stages. Then he got a little more mellow as he got older. I haven't seen him in 10 years. I mean, we were okay on okay terms the last time, but I haven't talked to him in forever. So I guess this is a standard c3 Sicilian now. But that's the point. I mean, once you do things to damage your reputation, it's hard to reverse it, you know. And I think Hikaru has kind of reversed it to a good degree. But still, a lot of people are not as forgiving, you know. So what do I do here? I want to get my bishop outside the pawn chain. Maybe I go bishop f5. Yeah, I mean, Korchnoi wasn't exactly loved, dude. A lot of people hate him very much. He was really, really rude to many, many people. Horrible. Korchnoi's behavior. I mean, much worse than Hikaru. You know, Korchnoi was like racist. Called my friend an Indian. He's like a Mexican, Spanish guy, and Korchnoi is unbelievable. Was. But I didn't really like the way I didn't really like the way that Hikaru knocked over the pieces against me in a blitz game, you know, the last time we played. In the time scramble, he was kind of unethical. So you reap the you reap what you sow, as far as reputation and stuff. So Arsenal fan, you're playing e4 and d4 interchangeably, and c4. What happened to c4? Last time it was c4. What happened to our aborted game? You played, oh, you were black, right? And what was the aborted game? Anyway, guys, I gotta go after this game. It's been a really rough day. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be like hiding, trying to repair my ego after today's beating. I lost 3 games. Only 3 today, with a bad start. I should have lost to Troll in Chess 962. I don't know, maybe the Simo does something to me. It's a really tough stream for me every Sunday night. I think it takes a lot out of me doing those Simos. Usually doing the Simo in the evening, I usually have trouble going to sleep after that. But last night wasn't too bad. Yeah. Kushner was not a nice person. We can leave it at that. He won't be remembered for being a kind person. I was hanging out with the Ukrainian Grandmaster Adrian Michalchisen once, and he just went on and on about how bad Korchnoi was. I guess it's pretty nasty at the highest levels, or at least it used to be. Here, knight a5, we can play. But it takes pressure off the center. I also have bishop g4, forcing him to play like knight e1, but knight e1 might actually be a good maneuver for white here. So I'm kind of not sure what to do. h6 would probably create sacrificial possibilities for white. I think I just lost the pawn, but it may not be that bad. He was endearing to a lot of stronger players too. He must have had some friends. The only thing that I can like about him is how much he loved the game of chess, you know. Same can be said of Fischer. Didn't know you knew Hikaru. I mean, I'm American, man, you know. I know almost all of the American players who aren't kids. We played a lot, you know, like 5 times. Maybe a couple times in Blitz and like 3 tournament games. Of course I know him. The youngest generation I don't know. But Arsenal fan here has knight takes d5. Knight takes d5, knight takes d5. Hold on a second. Knight takes d5. I have to do, I have to do rook takes c8, c1. Knight takes e7 check, queen takes e7. Rook takes c1, knight takes b3, a takes b3, and then like knight d5, and I'm down a pawn and opposite colored bishops, but it's probably not a big deal. Probably still close to equal for black. But Rich should have, I don't know if he thought about it. Looks like he sort of blundered here. I guess it's not a blunder. He has queen e2. Okay, where's my knight going? If it goes to c4, it's not coming out. Unfortunately. So Huh. What are we gonna do about this? I don't know. It's a weird situation. Maybe I'll trade one of my knights for his terrible bishop. Great. Just what I always wanted. A bad bishop. Problem is my knight on c4 is totally like immobilized. Okay, I can take there. So he saw rook takes c2, knight takes b2, and rook takes c3, which it took me a while to find that. No, I don't have that anymore. So it's just a position. What's my score? 2 draws and a loss in slow games, and 1 draw and a loss in blitz games. But that draw, and one of the draws in the blitz games, is the game where he basically knocked over the pieces to like flag me with king against queen. It was pretty unsportsmanlike. It's a really standard kind of unsportsmanlike behavior. What he did, he was like waving his arms and flailing, and I was like 2 moves away from mating him. I could have made like a big formal protest about it, but whatever. I just like accepted the result. I would never ever behave like that in a blitz game. If I have lost position, I'll just like lose. It tells you about the person a lot. Winning is more important than being a good sportsman. I think I just have to trade for this crappy bishop on e3. It actually opens a file for him too, though. Maybe not. Maybe I don't have to trade. I don't know. Knight a3. The thing is, I've got another bad knight on b6. This compounds my problems. This is weird. Alright. I'm going to opt not to trade for the bad bishop. It opens the f-file, giving him attacking chances while I'm also trading off a bad piece. But Arsenal fans' space advantage here is still, it's pretty significant. I guess if my b6 knight wasn't so bad, I would like my position a bit more. Having emotion like Mr. Spock. I don't mean about emotion, dude. I mean physically, like inhibiting your opponent's ability to make moves, I have emotion, but I would never like knock over the pieces so my opponent has trouble making his last couple of moves. Maybe you guys are talking about something else. Anyway. Alright, so what's up here? Trying to get my knight, rescue my knight from a3 and get rid of that knight on c3. Space advantage gives white at least equality here, despite the fact that he has a bad bishop. Vote Kramnik. Kramnik is pretty awesome, but the H factor could become relevant. No kingside attack. Vote no kingside attack. So what am I doing here? I guess I could just trade the rooks now. That would be a sensible approach. Chop some wood. Knight on c8. I can go to a7 and back to c6, and that would be good. My knight would get back into the game. So queen d2, rook takes c1, rook takes c1, rook c8. It's about equal. Vote for no kingside attack. Well, knight f4. Okay, that's a sensible move. You want to trade on your terms. I see. It's a logical decision. I don't know. Maybe I should trade queens while I can get it. Knight b5? No, he's... Bishop takes. Well, okay, fine. He's got knight c5 lined up now. Not fine. This is complicated. Quite complicated. What am I going to do? Knight c3? Is it like a roach motel? No roach motel. I was most concerned about that. Okay, I can always put my knight on a7. Still like equal. But he hangs, good grammar, he hangs his a2 pawn. He had a4, which he should have played even before. Yeah, but I don't think you should trade pieces here. Okay, it's not an easy night ending to win by any stretch of the imagination. Gotta worm my way in there. This is our last game for today, guys. Stream went on pretty long. Bonus half an hour. I think he could have sacked the pawn with b5, maybe. I mean, maybe it's Zugzwang eventually, but... Okay, so it was a good game till he hung the pawn on a2. But if he played a4 even before that... Even this point, when I played knight c3, just a4. It's basically a draw. Knight e2 check, king f1, knight takes c1, knight takes c1. My bishop isn't such a big advantage here. Knight d7, knight d3, maybe like knight... I don't know, knight here, king e2, knight c6. This is a draw. Your knights are good, you know. they're not any worse really than the bishop. Or if they are, then it's compensated by your space advantage. So Arsenal is in the right place. You know, he had a totally equal position the whole game, or even better. All right. I will be back tomorrow with a viewer tournament, 7 p.m. on Tuesday night. We're gonna play 5-0 because I'm slow and old. That is troll. Say it like it is. I like that. I respect that, though. You know, you guys are entitled to your opinions as long as it's not like, you know, constantly debating politics or something on my stream. But I don't mind. No, I'm just kidding. I like to see you people fired up. Anyway, guys, it is time to finish, unfortunately. I'm over the limit today. We went 3 hours. It was fun. I got beat down 3 times. Let's check it out. We got beat down at least 3 times. Let's see. I lost my first 2 games, and then again against JCB. I should have lost another one. Yeah. So anyway, not fun, but at least I learned something. I'm basically awake now, you know. I wasn't awake when I started. So I will see you guys later. Bye-bye. And by the way, if anybody wants to contact me about lessons or something, I've had a couple of openings in my schedule. So normally I'm really full, but because a couple people have problems, I have time. If anyone is interested in taking private lessons, feel free to contact me. videochesstrainer@gmail.com. Otherwise, thanks Soltigo for not being here today, but thanks for being here last night, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks for I'm tired because it was a long stream. Thanks for watching, subscribing. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. 5-0 blitz tournament, casual. Anyway, learn my chess 960 openings. Sorry, troll, you're the only game I play every week in chess 960. I do my best, but it's not my priority. I not usually get to see the time difference. We have an hour, by the way, guys. Don't forget about the U.S. is like changed times, so it's daylight savings time. This affects me for, like, you know, teaching people in the West, so I'm aware of it. But many people may not be aware of the USA time change. It's 2 weeks later here in Europe. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.